Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this tutorial we'll be learning how I created this design using Pixel app. Open a new page, this, then you make the background black, then insert the background image. Is it right here? So I will have to reduce the opacity to around 40%. Okay, just lock the layer. The next thing I will do now is to insert the stage light. So as you can see, the stage lights are not really blending with the background, so I'll just head over to color filters to tweak them a little bit. Let me reduce the hue to 180. Okay, now head over to opacity and reduce it to 60%. You can see it's now getting better, so I'll lock the layer also. Now I will import the guest artist image right here. Increase the size. Again, I will lock the layer. Now I'm moving over to text. Pay attention. Turn on your grids. Click on this, then click on plus, this particular one, then click on it again. Delete this. All the text I'll be using, they'll be centrally aligned to this particular grid, so just watch. So add text. Friday night. The font I'll be using for this is People's New Bold. So this has to be very big, like very big. Okay, good. So you head over to spacing, then reduce it to -5. Head over to nice spacing, also reduce it to around -80. 181 should be good. Okay, now so head back to size, then reduce it. For this I'll be using size 304. Okay, make sure it is aligned to this particular grid, centrally aligned to this particular grid. Move it up a little bit. Now that's very good. So I used a texture on this Friday night, a golden texture. So you head over to texture, click on the text, head over to texture. Texture right here. click on OK. Can you see it? Then lock the layer. So I use the fictional logo for the club. Let me just insert it before I go further. Make sure it is aligned to this particular grid also. Now lock the layers. Add test. Party. For this, I'll be using a font called orthography. Right here. Make sure it is aligned to this particular grid. Whatever to size, 135 should be good. Then you head over to spacing. Make it 10. It's 10. Okay, now this should be better. Then head over to color. Click on this plus. Then click on this pen tool here. This icon that looks like a pen. Click on it. Then insert this color code. FF 8 C F. Then click on this mark. Okay. You can note the color code also because I'll be using it more often for this design. Then head over to shadow. Turn on the shadow. I'll be using that same color. FFF 8CF for the shadow also. Head over to opacity, make it 100%. Then the blur radius, make it 20. 20 should be good. Then click on mark. Again, lock layers. Moving on to the date, venue, and other details. Add test. Edit. Friday, 18th February. Capital letter. Okay. So for this, I'll be using a font called Abel. Now make it bold. I like to add a little bit of contrast to this, so to make it more beautiful, I just change the color of the tint. Just use this or okay, this should be better. Then I'll reduce the size. That should be good. Then head over to background. Head over to gradients. Then add gradients. Add one more hue. Then click on this. Click on this two here that looks like an eyedropper. This one here. Then click on this background. Pick a darker shade of red. Okay. Click on the middle hue. Pick a lighter shade of red. Yeah. Something light. Okay. Then I will get to the last one. Pick a darker shade also. Okay, then change it to this, make it horizontal. Listen, again make sure it is aligned to this particular grid. Go back to background, to the left radius, make it 50. Right padding also, left padding 50, right padding 50 also. Head over to top padding, make it 5, bottom padding make it 5 also, so it has to be very balanced. I'll check it. Okay, I would prefer if you can just shift it downward a little bit. Looking at this grid. So, moving on to the address. Just add test. I already copied it, so I'll just paste it. Okay. I'm just so particular about punctuations and all other stuff. Again, it's a fictional address. You can just use anyone you wish to. I'm using Abel for this also. Make it bold. Alignment, center alignment. Again, make sure it is aligned to this particular grid. Size, let's work with size 20. Size 30 should do also. 30, size 30. Line spacing -6. Lock the layers. So moving on to the last test on this side. Just copy this, edit for observations and other stuff. Okay. Just reduce this a little bit. So I'd like to add some contrast to this also. So and make the color of the phone number different from the color for reservations. Just use this. And now I will add a rectangle border around it. So opacity reduce. Then head over to stroke 1. Show color. Take it red. Now just resize this. To have a clearer view, you just have to zoom in. Zoom in carefully. Okay. I think this is good. Let me just reduce a little bit. Now this is better, so I will zoom in to make sure the text is positioned exactly at the center of the rectangle. One. Okay. Zoom out. Very good. So let me just add more space between it and the address. Okay, now this is perfect. Then lock all the layers. So now we are done with another step. We are moving on to the next one. I will continue with the artist name. The name of the artist is LIQWYD. I don't know. He's a very popular Nigerian musician. In case you don't know him. The font I'll be using for this is orthography also. Size. As you can see, some parts of the letter Z is not showing fully, so this is all you have to do. Just click on it, then you head over to padding, left padding, increase it. Same for the right also. Then you head over to color. I'll be using this same color code. FFF, it's CF. Then head over to shadow. Activate it, the same color. Okay. Make the blur radius 15. So with this, we are done with the main design. So I'll just add some extra touches. I'll begin with the flare. With the flare effect at the left bottom. Just increase the size. Head back to opacity and increase it. So around 55 should be okay. 55 should be okay. That's very good. Now I'll move on to the wine bottle. It's a very common stuff on club flyers, just for the vibes, you know. Make it size 55, then move it to the edge. It's up. That is good. So the last element I'll be using is the drink responsibly 18+ icon right here. Just resize it. There isn't any free space here, so I'll just take it down here, rotate it, then place it here. And finally, I'm done with the tutorial, and this is the final result. So you can just go ahead to save your design or try another stuff. So for your information, all the sources I used for this design will be added in the description, so just take it for the link. And don't forget to subscribe and prepare for another tutorial. Thank you very much.